When I said yesterday that the taps have been turned on, the fire is being reignited under Lunar Classic, well, we have even more build-outs. Let me take a look at what the L1 Task Force team is doing in Q2. Is it worth $136,000? And two exciting games launching very soon on the network. So, subscribe to the channel to keep up to date, and let's get into this video. So the big news has to be the joint L1 Task Force Q2 proposals that we have. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, the L1 Task Force born out of basically what was the Terra rebels not delivering on what they promised and walking away with $150,000 and delivering basically not a lot. Now, this team made up of Tobias and Ed, some of the key players as part of the Lunar Classic development team. And ultimately, we now move into the second 3 months of which they have been part of this L1 Task Force team. Now, specifically, the L1 Task Force team members for Q2 are intended to remain the same as they were from February to the end of March Q1, with the exception of Edward Kin, who will be making a lateral move to work on an AI sidechain development and features for Lunar Classic blockchain. The L1 Task Force Q2 development team will consist of Superman, Till, Tobias, Vin, and will be managed by Lunk Burn Army. Now, what they're going to be doing is developing on Ziggy, the market module, and any UST repeg activities is dependent separate governance proposals, as well as other legal and regulatory requirements being met. And the L1 team and Classic Station is subject to a separate governance proposal. And we will obviously see what they do in terms of building out and putting out to the community for theirs to pass vote. So if you take a look at what they are proposing, we can see here the Q2 scope of work for April 2023. We're going to finalize the pre-release of the testing core version 2, as well as the pre-release of the Oracle feeder on testnet, and bump to release. They're going to prepare Terra version 2, and again bump Terra version 2 to release the state and push changes upstream to TFL. Now, we know that TFL has been working very much closely with this team to both build out on their Interstation wallet and integrate a lot of the Lunar Classic modules into their program as well. We're going to see Terra Proto version 2, as well as the work with TCV to patch GUI assets. So those are things like Station, the extensions, mobile, people having problems with that. They're going to work with existing validators to expand the testnet, to which 30% of the validators will support that. We've got a V2 upgrade, the product backlog from L1 team, and the community oversight committee will be renewed for the L1 team going out to vote for new committee members. So all pretty interesting as we build out a lot of V2 stuff there to come. When we look into May, we can see we've got the fee share module from Juno, remember one of those IBC chains, the Cousin Wasm upgrade and prepare, the pre-release testing of the Core V2.1, the schedule, the Terra operator, overhaul of the CI or the continuous integration workflows. We've got the experimental network to host daily releases, technical advisory service, the L1 dojo path, and the establish of the IBC to Kajira. So again, another IBC channel that will be opening. And then looking into June, so that will be the final month of the 3, we've got develop a 2-year high-level technology roadmap, the L1 dojo path to expert, the asset migration, the on-ramp technologies for Classic Station, again being able to buy Lunar Classic directly through Terra Station, the Q3 budget and Argo proposals, and finalize any Q2 work to avoid voting on Q3 funding. Now, all of that is significant amount of work to be undertaken by this L1 team. And to give you a view of exactly what the cost of this is going to look like, well, we have the full-time developer Tobias will be at a rate of $13,480 per month. We have Till at $6,880, Superman at the same rate, as well as Vin at $6.88k per month, Lunkburn Army, which would be the project manager, at $6.88k per month, some junior developers at 1.25 and 1.25 for the second junior developer, respectively, giving us a grand total of $139.5 thousand for the L1 team for another 3 months. What does that equate to? Well, it's 1.155 billion Lunar Classic converted at 30127. So if we take a look at the Lunar Classic chart, we are seeing a slight move up on the hour. We do need to come slightly further out and take a look, at the daily, and we can see a nice green candle forming on the daily. Now, we are still what looks like on a downward trend with the 9-day EMA well and truly below the 20. We want to see a reversal, 2.45% though up on the day, but we are looking to see a reversal. And I guess, look, I'm not going to pass comment on what I believe, whether it's right that they are worth 150k or not. I'll leave that down for you in the comments. Let me know what you think. Is it worth the money? What we do need to see though is utility and burns, and we need to see the price start to move. And I always talk about price being low equates to more burns, but I do think when we're paying substantially, bear in mind we'll be nearly touching $300,000, we have to then start to see a sentiment of payback for that investment. Now, coming out soon, we also have some very exciting games being built on the Lunar Classic network. Garada the Protector is ace thanks to the creator Ball and Lunar Classic Net for the big support, and they are building out this exciting game for Lunar Classic. And these are the sort of things I think link quite nicely into what the L1 team are doing, and anything like this can only support. It says, are you ready to earn and burn? And ultimately, a lot of the proceeds that come from this will support the removal of circulating supply from Terra Lunar Classic. Along with that one, we have a second game, and shout out to Believes Crypto for this. This will be the public launch of Lunk 3D Dragons, which will be coming out on the 2nd of April. And the development of this will take some of the cost to the Lunk team. Half will go to burn. The remaining will be donated to the L1 team or to wherever funds are needed. Again, important that these are distributed in the correct play to ensure that we're basically not paying twice for the same amount of work. But again, this is where I talked about the signs of change are starting to come. This reminds me very much of back when Lunar Classic was all the rage and the people were deliberately and ultimately trying to build out on our network. For me, 2 games being released, as well as a potential further 3 months with the L1 team, really building out the background and core fundamentals could be pretty exciting. We are seeing market trend move upwards, and hopefully, therefore, in the long run, Lunar Classic could really start to push up in price.